Welcome everyone you were listening to and perhaps watching Hot Sauce Sports. If any of you wonder why I look as disheveled as I do this week, it's because Terry Tam, who hosts the show with me, he's here in the studio next to me. Terry and I knew we had a busy day.
Yes.
We had a podcast ahead, and we did the very responsible thing of going to play golf all day and smashing a bunch of beers.
At 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
The worst time to play golf.
It's the worst time. It was so hot.
It's so hot, and when you end, traffic.
Yeah.
You're done, traffic.
Bad news. So basically, we raced out, got the script together, raced back to the studio, and we're here. So that's a benefit.
Yep, you managed to take the only shirt out of your wardrobe that is not compatible with our studio.
It's the shirt I was wearing while I was playing golf. So
it is the shirt you were playing golf.
There we go.
I'm still wearing the shorts and the hat. I just changed my shirt.
I'm gonna do a little bit of magic here and undo the whole thing. Hey, that's the color of your shirt. And there it is.
I feel like it looks the same.
It looks the same. I don't know what you're complaining about. Really.
I can see the O of hot through your arm.
No, I see you see it a little bit. It's like
there we go. You can't see shit.
Yeah, you fucking.
So
Eagle.
I learned.
Eagle just wants to complain.
I learned a few things about golf today. One is we suck. We're really bad at golf.
What did you finish? Oh, you didn't finish.
I missed like five holes.
So the first two. Because peas.
Yeah.
First two because peas late, and then you had to drive Rob. Leave because
a friend of ours had to be driven to his car because he was on daddy duty.
Yeah, exactly. Daddy duty. So you had to drive him to his car because he was in your cart, and then you missed probably like 2 holes there. Oh, you missed the 15, 16, and 17.
Yeah, I missed 5 holes total.
Yeah, exactly. So not bad, not a bad day. I shot. I was actually going into the 18th. I didn't check, but I went after the score. When I was done, I checked. I was at 44 on my back nine, which means good. I was at 94 total because I was 50 on my front nine. I needed a 5 or a 6 to break 100. Well, to hit 100.
I was going to say, if you shoot under 100 and you don't play very often, that's actually pretty good.
Well, I played
nonstop.
I played 25 times this year.
Then you're terrible.
So no. So that's the thing is I was usually around like 110, 115, and slowly I've been chilling around like 100 and 105. So on the last hole, all I needed to do was bogey, and I break 100. And I fucking laid up a quadruple bogey, a quad. I hit 8 on a par 4 at the end.
That's pretty bad.
So because of that, it bumped me over. I hit 102, which I'm not really mad at. But it was nice. It was a nice day. It was a nice day.
That was fun. It was good to get out.
I'm not usually a beer guy when I play golf.
Really?
No, I'm not. I'm just like a coffee and Gatorade guy.
I am a uniquely beer guy. When I play.
A lot of people are, and I'm not that I'm saying like I'm not against it completely, but I just like first of all, it dehydrates you when you're already in the sun.
Yes, that's the
but
best
it
part.
is refreshing when you're in the sun. So.
But it's like you become a cheap date because you're drinking alcohol. The alcohol's taking more effect because you're dehydrated.
That's it exactly. So
you could have had your way with me, Terry.
That's why I like playing at 6 in the morning because you kind of like it's good. 6:30, 6:30 is perfect. You're done by 10 o'clock.
You have to wake up at like.
I
5?
really don't care. I really don't.
Yeah, to be honest, for golf, I'll do it.
Yeah, for
it's
golf.
the only reason I'll wake up early.
But you also go fishing, so
golf and fishing.
Yeah.
You fish? And also
beer.
I'm also getting older.
He just likes excuses to drink beer. Basically.
And I'm also getting older, and I wake up 12 times in the middle of the night anyway, so I'm probably going to pee at that time. So I just stay up. My wife called to ask me who won, to which my answer was the course.
Yes, the course always wins.
Full form.
Course is undefeated.
Never lost.
Undefeated.
Not one time.
Just like the internet. Course and the internet, undefeated.
Eags, do you play golf?
I did as a kid. You're going to laugh at me. I went to golf camp.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
I can see it.
4 hours in the morning, we would literally practice. So it was like, driving range, putting drills, sandbox, sand trap, getting the ball out of it and everything. And then we play a 9-hole course. 9-hole, thank you.
What's
Jesus.
wrong with you in
I'm
words?
tired, man.
It's very hot.
I feel like you'll struggle with words in a future interview with Ben Marion, who's on the show today, of the Alouettes.
Yeah.
But we did a 9-hole course in the afternoon. Drove like an hour or whatever it was. Played it, came back. It was good. Yeah,
that's awesome.
That was pretty decent.
You know what else is awesome?
I was driving like 220 when I was like 12 years old or something.
What I find most interesting about you playing as a child is I'm sure that you can use the same clubs now.
You're not wrong.
Terry, with that, it's time for the news. Terry it's the news.
We had Ben Marion. We're gonna have Ben Marion.
We will have him in
Yes.
the future, not the
We'll
past.
have Ben Marion. Also, this episode of Hot Sauce Sports is brought to you by Mike's BBQ Rub, MTL.com, where they have the best sauce and rubs in town, especially La Sauce barbecue sauce. Hot Sauce 10 promo code for 10% off on all individual bottles, i.e., well, you're not showing me now, but 1, 2, 3 individually, you get 10% off, not if you buy the pack.
He actually just released a brand new flavor.
Truffle.
Yeah.
Truffle mustard, yeah.
I'm gonna
that
get
looks good.
I'm gonna give me some of that. So Hot
does
Sauce
look good.
10 for 10% off on all your individual bottles at Mike's BBQ Rub, MTL.com.
You're
I'm
forgetting
actually-
something, Terry. You're forgetting the most important thing. The thing
Oh
you
yes,
can never
yes.
forget.
The one thing that they do, Mike's BBQ Rub says they adamantly they said, do not forget to rub your meat. Also, do not forget to tell everybody else. Don't forget to rub your meat.
I often will stop people in the middle of the street, old people,
Yeah.
priests. The priests don't need to be reminded, but I remind them anyway. I
No,
remind them.
their meat, not other people's.
Oh,
meat.
Yeah,
Correct,
exactly.
correct,
Yes,
correct,
yes, yes. We actually for weekly sauce this week it didn't work out because I fucked up the recording because Terry. But we had Marco D'Amico on again. We were talking Habs, and I did the ad read, and he started laughing in the middle. He's like, "What the fuck is? Don't forget to rub your meat." He loved it. Yeah,
I love that we didn't write that.
yeah,
Like, right?
exactly,
Like it's awesome when sponsors kind of align with your sensibilities.
Exactly, yeah.
And I'm pretty happy with that.
I love it.
I did kind of fuck up this week because I'm using the dry rub, but on shrimp. I'm doing kind of like a Cajun spicy one. So can I rub my sea meat?
Listen, see meat, rub meat.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So
okay.
that's
We're
how it
good.
goes.
We're good
That's
then.
how it
We're good.
goes.
All right.
Terry, I had I put my serious big J journalist hat on. I wrote an article about the NCAA. It's out there on hotsaucesports.ca. It's weird. I as I'm writing it, I'm like, there's no greater disparity in our staff between the podcast personalities and the writers than who I am on the show versus who I am when I write an article. It's polar opposites.
You're very different.
very different.
By peas. I like this.
And it
What
covers
a sick website we have, huh?
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. I do enjoy it.
Sick
Again, it's
fucking
hotsaucesports.ca.
Yes.
So we talked about a lot of stuff in there, of course. A lot of it having to do with the economics of sports and of the NCAA. And if you know my sensibilities, of course, you know that I hate them because they're liars. And like they spend money in so many directions instead of rewarding the athletes who earned the money for them in the first place. But that's a whole conversation for another time. It's all in the article if you want to check it out.
Yes.
The SEC hasn't canceled.
Because the SEC is like, yo, fuck this shit. We're going to make millions when everybody else is making nothing.
It's also the part of the country that is most infested with COVID-19.
But they don't care.
Like Florida and Georgia are getting slaughtered. They're about to close schools in Georgia.
Okay, what teams are in the SEC? Alabama.
Yes.
Florida State.
Florida. Florida State's in the ACC.
Yes, Florida. I can't think of any other schools.
Georgia's there.
Clemson.
Clemson's in the ACC.
Wow, they're good. ACC is a good division.
ACC's good too, yeah.
Auburn.
Auburn's in the SEC. That's good.
Kentucky.
Kentucky's there.
Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm. Missouri's there too now.
So, Mizzou.
Mm-hmm.
Vanderbilt,
whatever.
Tennessee, whatever.
Yeah, okay, Tennessee. So these places, no Texas teams?
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M, okay,
A&M,
that
so
makes
yeah.
sense. So Texas has a high number 2 now, and they were like, oh, we're good. And then they opened everything, and then no, we're not good.
Because
Yeah.
that's what happens.
Yeah, when you don't follow procedure, protocol.
No, when you don't come up with procedure.
Yes, exactly, yes. Sorry, I apologize. So, I mean, the SEC is going to play, but
I don't
they do
think
have a
they
good
will.
point. They
Because-
do have a good point, though. I
So
will say this.
and we'll get to that in a second. But the main thing for me is the conferences that are closing are doing so pretending it's about public safety, but in reality, it's about 2 reasons. One, the smaller conferences don't have schools willing to invest in constant testing for their athletes.
Yeah.
So like Princeton has enough money going elsewhere. The Ivy League is not investing in testing athletes on a daily basis, right? So it would be irresponsible for them to expose their students to risk. The second part of it is very simply that if the players use this as a platform to get what's theirs, to get rights, to get money, the NCAA will never be able to pull that back. So the NCAA, in the conferences that have canceled, are basically saying, we'd rather cancel a season than pay you.
You think that's what they're saying?
Absolutely, because look, if they're employees, like we're seeing with the NFL, we don't care that the NFL is playing, we don't care that the NBA is playing, don't care that the NHL is playing, because they're being compensated for that risk.
Yeah.
But to expose athletes who you're already exploiting to potential death, and then not paying them for it, it's fucking crazy.
It's nuts to think that there's a conspiracy theory when it comes to college football.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because it's obvious to me that these fucking conferences are making crazy amounts of money off the backs of these kids.
The Pac-12 revealed they made $530 million.
That's
nuts. The Pac-12.
And that's the Pac-12. It's not the SEC. Imagine how much money the SEC makes.
Exactly. It's
or the
crazy.
ACC where football is king.
Mm-hmm.
And it just sucks that that it's so obvious that they're just trying to avoid having to basically show how much money they've actually made, where they're putting their money, who's getting the salaries, what guy at the top of the NCAA is getting the most money. I mean, there's all this hate on people that like directors of conferences making like $5 million. I don't hate on people that make their money because he's let's say he's the director of the conference. I don't care if he's making that much money. Just make sure that you're spreading the wealth. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And he's doing a job, and if that's the job, if that's the cost of the job, then it's fine.
You thought Hartwell and Saban made some good points.
Yeah, I think that keeping them in a bubble is a great way.
But so they're doing the SEC's proposed in conference only.
Yeah.
But still involving travel.
Okay, so travel isn't that bad if you think about where they're going. So I actually wrote Ego. You can pull it up on. There's a blog I wrote. It's my suggestions to the NFL and how they would bubble. And my suggestion to them was you have 2 hub cities per conference. Okay, you have a hub city per division. Every division has a hub city.
Mm-hmm.
So, example, the AFC East is Buffalo. The NFC East is Dallas. And you schedule those two divisions against each other. So it's this whole thing. I mean, it's very easy to read. It's very quick. I don't know why it's in caps like that. That's so really random. That's very random.
Yeah,
it's almost like your formatting needs a little bit of help.
I don't know why it did that. It's so fucking weird.
Anyway, you really wanted to emphasize this point.
Yeah. I was yelling at.
To be fair, I've been able to read it while on the show, so it works.
There you go. It works. So. I just think that when there's the amount of money that there is in football, there's always a way to figure it out.
Yes, but why would you spend money when you don't have to?
Well, no, but I'm saying is that they have all these resources to use.
But then
why use the resources?
But again,
but you're not making any money. You can still make money by doing this.
You still run the season the exact same way, and you make all your cash.
Like look at MLB and how well that's working out.
No, but that's the thing. That's not even an option. I don't think anybody would allow them to do that.
And it's further.
How many people would actually go to the games?
But it's further complicated by different states having different rules, different schools within the conference not being united.
The Washington football teams have already said they're not going to allow fans into their stadium for this whole year. The Dallas Cowboys have said they're going to basically have everyone in because their ventilation system is, quote, state of the art.
Well, Jerry Jones doesn't believe in COVID.
Yeah.
Doesn't believe in COVID.
He's someone who's most affected, I would imagine, by COVID.
I feel like he just walks in the building, and if one person has it in there, out of 100,000 people, he'll get it.
How many people do you think have gone in? How many people do you think have gone into his current skin?
Into his skin?
Yeah,
I think he's peeled his skin off like 4 times.
So he's on like the 4th generation of skin.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair.
He doesn't look well.
The NBA, I've been really enjoying the NBA, and actually I've been watching a ton of MLB, but I feel like it's going to be a waste when they cancel the season.
Yeah.
But the NBA's had some great storylines. So the first one I wanted to bring up was Damian Lillard has gone insane. He scored 60 twice in the bubble.
Put some respect on his name.
Yeah. And in an earlier game, literally, I swear to God, news breaks every week immediately after our show. But I want to say on Thursday last week, they took a loss, and Patrick Beverley and Paul George were sort of waving him off and saying him,
Patrick Beverley was laughing.
Exactly, but that's NBA gonna NBA. But so Damian Lillard is always angry. He's the grumpiest dude out there. And his sister came to his defense on Twitter, and this is her post.
Siblings. All right. Are we supposed to hear it?
Yes. Hold on.
This is classic.
It's given that we're mostly
everybody know how my mouth is, how my mouth can get. I just left the gym, but Y'all, I said earlier I was going to let that whole Paul George shit go and Patrick Beverly because everybody know how my mouth is, how my mouth can get. But niggas want to get on Instagram, so I'm finna get up under that nigga pictures and start talking hella shit because you can't talk. You got a whole stripper pregnant, then you wife the bitch. Then look at her lips, look at her face. Come on now, baby boy, don't, because I'm getting personal with it. I don't care. It's me because I just left the gym, but y'all.
That, I mean... going after Paul George's girl and reminding everyone, because it was a pretty public story when it happened where he basically knocked up a stripper, but then going on and on about it. And then the Paul George's girl's response was just calling Damian Lillard's sister a fat cow. You can't write this. This is drama at the highest level.
You can easily write this. Have you ever watched anything on any channel nowadays? Like the Learning Channel is basically this, but 10 times worse.
Well, the thing is that if she's gonna go after them, then she's fair game.
Yeah.
So I don't really hate on it that much.
It's strange.
If she wants to make fun of his wife, then he has the right to make fun of her.
Of course, but it just seems like it's the NBA is the only league where wives and sisters get involved. Although there was what's his name? Grimes' wife. You
talking? Is it a Simpsons episode?
No, the Dolphin safety. Grimes. I can't.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember his first name, but
yeah, it was the same name as the guy from the Simpsons. I think that was the whole thing. He played for Atlanta too.
Yeah, Atlanta and then the Dolphins, and then wherever he went after.
Brent Grimes.
Brent Grimes.
Sounds familiar. What about him?
So yeah, his wife posted some very nasty stuff about the coaching staff, about the her husband not being properly.
Grimes?
Frank Grimes? No, Frank Grimes is from the Simpsons.
He's the guy who goes crazy. Yeah, exactly.
On the
Simpsons. No, we're talking about
the NFL player.
Ex-Dolphin safety.
NFL Grimes. You know what Grimes, my gears?
Brent Grimes,
yeah.
So yeah.
And then of course she made him a cake he got a birthday cake of him getting blown, which was awesome.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Hey, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Well, why not? To each his own. Everybody's got their vices.
Skip Bayless,
idiot.
Prior to Dame going off, says he doesn't believe in Dame time.
So Skip
when
Bayless,
I saw that headline,
Skip, we can talk if he want to talk. So he seeked out my number and called me. And when he called me, I was just like, bro, I don't know you like that. Like, you don't owe me no explanation. I don't know you. Stop speaking on me incorrect. Like, for your ratings or whatever. And he just backed out on some, I'm depressed. And Skip.
Okay, so Skip Bayless is the ultimate, and it's a shame because that's kind of why he wasn't, they didn't really want him back at ESPN because he's too much of a troll. He's like the ultimate troll, and it sucks because Stephen A's kind of become that role too. But Skip Bayless is the ultimate where he'll say one thing wrong about Dame this episode, and then next week he'll say something. He'll say like, "Oh, Dame is better than LeBron James." He'll say something like that, even though we know how hard he is for LeBron James. But Skip Bayless is like the ultimate, just like shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
Like you're done. I don't know how Shannon Sharp does it, man. You know what? Millions of dollars. It helps.
It helps.
Yeah.
It helps.
I mean, I'd work for Skip Bayless for millions of bucks.
The thing is, I've actually heard shooters are having a lot of success because it's just less visually disturbing than to see a bunch of fans. So like we talked about how T.J. Warren had never hit more than four threes in the game, and then the Dame Lillard's pulling him from half court essentially and nailing 3-pointers.
Another thing I noticed, I was watching the Pacers-Houston Rockets game last night, and I noticed that the Rockets are either they're allergic to the key, or they just don't.
Well, they don't have anyone taller than 6'8" on the team.
Well, they don't even know what it feels like.
No, they went like ultimate small ball.
Even James Harden will come in and then all of a sudden kick it back out before he touches the key.
Yeah.
It's very weird to me.
They're just trying to set up 3-pointers.
That's all it is.
They want to run. They want to. I think their system was they want to shoot over 50 3-pointers a game, if I remember correctly. From
fucking Mike D'Antoni, man, he's revolutionizing the game.
Yeah, he always has been.
Always has been.
Because he was the head coach when Steve Kerr was the general manager in Phoenix, and then Steve Kerr gets credit for changing the game in Golden State, but that was the offense they were running in Phoenix.
Hockey.
5 overtimes.
It's crazy. It's 2.5 games.
Yeah, there was a dude who played 65 minutes. Hockey players are fucked, man. How do you do that?
Oh, Foligno looked like he was...
A lot of beer.
Yeah, Foligno looked like he was going to die.
Yeah, well, I was going to say this statement, By the fifth overtime, they looked very tired. But it's nonsense because obviously by the fifth overtime, they look tired.
So after 7 periods, 2.5 games you played already. We finally get a goal. It was Braden Point. And Corpusalo, man, stood on his fucking
85
head.
saves.
Stood on his head, man. That guy played so well. And that game was nuts to watch. I didn't watch the whole thing. I couldn't. We went out for ice cream. We were walking on Mount Royal, and there was a bunch of bars. So as we were walking by, I was looking to see when it was going to end. And it was like, fuck, man. It's like almost to the point where I didn't want it to end because I wanted to see how long it would go.
I seriously thought one of the goalies was going to get to 100 shots against, where you didn't even need a calculator to figure out what the save percentage was. You just had to look at it.
That's a good point. Yeah. Imagine. So you know that it's 998.
A stat that I saw was Corpusalo saved 85 shots in that game. During the entire series, Bobrovsky for the Panthers saved 109 against the Islanders. So for 3 games, he saved 109. In 1 game, Corpusalo comes in, saves 85. So that was pretty impressive. Eagle, you're gonna have to do some work here. There's the Green Men Twitter thing that I couldn't get a link for.
I think Alex, the intern, sent it on our group chat.
Also get the NHL fans one loaded for next.
I'm not against it. So the Green Men, they have season tickets for the Canucks, and they are Canucks fans. And they tweeted something like, "Yeah, we've noticed that our seats are empty. If we were quarantined for 14 days, ... Like NHL, hey, we're ready to come on." I don't see what the problem would be to let these 2 people in because they're
but
more
the problem
like,
is
they're invited.
Everyone else will want to go.
No, but they're invited and they're like a gimmick. They're like a mascot. You know what I mean? To a certain extent. So, I mean, the NHL playoffs have been great. I love the way they set it up. They have the banners, the screens.
Honestly,
it's fucking
the
beautiful.
the NHL and the NBA have been
perfect,
beautiful,
perfect. And we haven't had any COVID cases, which probably means we're not going to get any.
Maybe
COVID
the
cases.
bubble was a good idea.
The bubble sounds
again.
like a
We
great
made
fucking
fun
idea.
of Major League Baseball so much.
Oh my god,
so much,
Manfred, figure it the fuck out.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm sorry, baseball. I was wrong. Also, you know what's funny is every spring training. Isn't baseball technically in a bubble? Don't they go do it in Jupiter?
Yeah, but you're still allowed to go. To
I understand, but like they already have the sites. They're the only league that already had the sites.
It's a good point.
For some reason, I'm enjoying watching the playoffs in the NHL just because the people running like the social media and the little like entertainment, they're so good. Like at one point there was tonight's attendance 0, which is fantastic. They give a shout out to the fans in attendance, and you just turn to a bunch of empty seats and literally fans.
I want you to put that up.
I don't have the clip of it though.
I know. I told you I couldn't get it.
The Carolina Hurricanes. The Carolina Hurricanes figured their social media out a long time ago.
But honestly, the best part of it is we always talk about how boring hockey players are, and the teams are legit having fun. They're having a good time, and it's great to see. It's engaging from a sport that's never been engaging. Where their idea of being engaging was putting a blue streak to follow the puck.
Exactly.
Like that's how far the NHL has come. I've been saying for a long time the NHL
beautiful.
has some of the best playoffs.
Yeah,
and
it's the best tournament in sports, other than March Madness.
March Madness, NBA playoffs,
but the NBA playoffs, the second half of the playoffs is good.
Yeah,
but the NHL playoffs, every fucking round is sick.
Of course,
sick. Even this term of the playoffs, like the play-ins, the Habs versus the fucking Penguins. Then we have who else was? What other series was good? Toronto versus Columbus. That series was nuts. So you know what I mean? Like hockey, the parity in hockey is so much better than it is in every other league that you always get fantastic fucking playoffs. And the same thing with baseball.
So this is the thing that Eagle's talking about. It says thank you to the fans and watch the video.
All of their fans for their support during the NHL return to play.
I love the fans.
And they have 4 actual fans in the stands.
That's classic. They said there was a bunch of messages they put on the screens. I wish we could get them all.
They're so good.
They're very good.
Even when the Bruins and Hurricanes went into overtime, they had a thing, déjà vu question mark.
Yeah.
Well, and even in the 5 overtime game, it said on the screen, it said, sorry if you had other plans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sorry if you had other plans. It's amazing.
My favorite thing about that, before we get to rapid fire, was that the fans were socially distant. They put a
They
seat
were
between.
a couple seats away. It's true.
Eagles time.
First, we got to go to an interview with Ben Marion.
Oh yeah, sorry,
yes,
my
yes,
mistake.
yes.
I forgot. We're currently going to interview someone we didn't interview before the show.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Ben Marion of the Alouettes. We're looking forward to talking to him
Yes.
about all things him and the Alouettes.
This show is brought to you by Mike's BBQ Rub, home of the best rubs in town, and La Sauce barbecue sauce. Peas.
Just like Rubbercraft, I can't resist a good rub down, and Mike's barbecue sauce is the best rub down in town.
So visit Mike's BBQ Rub, MTL.com, and use Hot Sauce 10 promo code for 10% off on all individual bottles. That's Hot Sauce 10 for 10% off. And don't forget to rub your meat peas.
welcome everyone. You're back and listening to our interview with Ben Marion. Terry, wasn't that first segment full of news and excitement?
It was awesome, that segment. It was probably our best segment we've ever had.
Oh my God, all the moments. Just think of all the moments. There were so many moments.
So many moments.
So many
All kinds
moments.
of
We are currently in this moment.
Currently in this moment, and joining us is current Alouette, current Montreal Alouette, Ben Marion. How's it going, Ben?
Hey guys, I'm
Oh, so
doing
it's fun.
fine. Thank you for having me.
So it's funny. You asked us if your connection was good. We said yes, and then you answered that question, and the answer to that is no. But I think it's fine now.
It always happens. It's like it's good when we don't need it to be, and the second we need to talk to you, then it's gone.
Classic.
So Ben was your third round pick this year, right, for the Owls?
Yes, sir. Third round pick, 25th overall.
I love it, man. Love it. And did you expect to get drafted? What was the thought process going in? What were they telling you?
Well, I had an idea, but I didn't really make myself expectations or something like that. So I got real once I got the call, and they told me we're gonna draft you. But I really thought I was gonna get drafted lower. I wasn't invited originally to the national combine. I was just going to the regional. But once I started the interview process and I spoke to a few teams, I understood what their evaluation was of me, and what kind of player they thought I was, and where I was going to rank. So I'd be more like a mid-rounder, maybe fifth, sixth round, whatever. But at the end of the day, the number doesn't really matter for me. I'm really happy, and just an opportunity, and no matter where you're drafted or where you're coming out of, it's just once you get to a camp, once you have that opportunity, what are you going to do with it? And that's my mindset. So really good vibes getting drafted in the third round, but for me, it doesn't the number that much.
Ben, I noticed you're listed at 6'5", 250. First of all, Jesus Christ. Second of all, I used to be 250 pounds. Why didn't I look like that?
Man, I've been eating for a long time. I was blessed to have both parents, and coming from my mom's side as well. The whole family's really big and tall, and genetics don't lie, and I think that's obviously a factor that me a lot get to help me get to the point where I am right now. But I think one of the main things that I wanted to show and to showcase was the fact that I can move at this I can move at this weight, I can move at this size. I'm have that ability to move, have that athletic ability, that agility, those quick feet. That's what I'm really more focusing on, and the size matters. But it's all about the speed. It's fast, and I have to just show that I can move at this size.
Okay, so you answered my next question. My next question was, act as if Peas and I are GMs of the CFL teams, and then try to pitch yourself to us. Other than football skills, so if I ask you, like, okay, so other than football, Ben, what can you bring to the team? What physicalities do you have? What is it that you can bring to the roster? And we're GMs. I'm the GM of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and you're GM of the Ottawa Roughriders.
Yes, and Eagle is
Relax.
It's the whole point of the joke.
Eagle is the GM of the soon-to-be Quebec City Roughriders.
Roughriders, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be a new franchise. You guys should start it. That's good.
We should own it. Hot Sauce Roughriders.
Yes, sir. You're gonna need a lot of money for it, though.
I don't know about that.
It's a good question, actually, guys. I've been asked a lot that question during the whole process, the whole interview process, and just being true to myself and just answering all those questions honestly. I think I'm a really intense player on the field, but I can bring a lot more to the table. I think I'm really, really relentless. That's all. That's the type of my game I modeled it after. I just never quit, just relentless, have that high motor, just chasing down plays, pursuing, never quitting on a play. Guys would tease me that all the sacks that I got at the University of Montreal were always effort sacks, not really like, pure pass rush moves off the bat. I got a few of those, but grinding and just keep fighting and then getting to the quarterback and never quitting. I think I'm an intense player on the field, but I can be very, very laid back in the locker room. I think great locker room guy. I've been around sports and team sports all my life. I love it. That's one of the aspects that I love the most, creating those bonds with the players. So that's really important to me. And, I think I've took on a leadership role as the years grew, and I've always had kind of that role. I think I'm a person that's very vocal. So some guys, are going to lead a little bit more by example. I try to lead by example on the field, but as well, I'm not, just say what needs to be said or say the hard stuff or, when we're in trouble or we just gave up a big play, just remind the guys that there's another play coming up and, it's put that behind us and, just focus on the little things, focus on the details. So that's the kind of player I am. I think I just hardworking guy that just loves the grind and just loves showing up every day and putting the work in and doing focusing on the details and just help his team win football games. That's really my mindset.
What a weird insult. Everything you got is because you worked hard, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's not maybe some guys are not about that life anymore. I'm joking, but it's some guys get it that way. Some of the guys just are more finesse or they're gonna get those pretty sacks or those pretty interceptions or those pretty touchdown catches. I've always been a guy that just works hard and never quits and just relentless and high motor, always going to that ball. And I think I think that's what helped me get to where I am today.
Ben, we watch the drafts and everything, whether it's the NFL draft or CFL draft. We're always into the whole prestige factor, right? Like, the combine and they're running the drills and the 40-yard dash and the bench press. And then obviously, the anxiety of the day, hoping they pick what you want for your team. But what's it like from a player's side, actually sitting there, like waiting for your phone call to ring, not knowing exactly what's going to happen? How stressful is that?
Wait, Ben, before you answer, what happened to you?
I missed words today.
You just lost confidence as as the question went on. What was it? Bench lift?
It's a bench lift.
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't think I've ever heard that one. That's a good one.
It's how many reps can you do lifting the actual bench loaded with weights?
Plus the bench.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you're not doing that, you're a pussy.
Exactly.
It was a special day, man. It's it's a day that you'll never forget. I think it's maybe doesn't get as much media attention as maybe the NFL. For me, it was still a really special day. I went home with my parents and my family and my girlfriend. Just waiting for that call. Like I said, I wasn't really I think I was expecting to get drafted, but I was just trying to just enjoy the moment, be there, focus. Not being stressed. I think it was a lots of emotions. When I got that text, he said, "Are you ready? I'm gonna call you right now." And it was still early, so I was like, "Wait, am I getting drafted at this moment in the third round?" So it was special, man. Lots of emotions. Great feeling. I think it's a day that I'll never forget. But it's you're on a high for 24 hours, and especially getting drafted here in Montreal, and like I said, I'm a Montreal kid, and I really felt the support and the love, and so many people texting me, ex-coaches, players that I played with in the past, guys that I went with elementary school, or players that I played hockey with when I was younger. Just a lot of people just texting me and showing me support, and that was really special to me. I felt that people were proud, and people were really supportive of me. They wanted to support this football team, and it was a great feeling, man. But once I got behind that, the 24-hour high, I was the next day back in the lab, back just grinding. It's that special day. All right, I'm drafted now. It's get back to work and get ready and be prepared when I get a call to show up to a training camp.
So we got with the serious parts. That's all the serious questions are out the window now. I think.
Yeah.
Eagle, any more serious questions, Eagle?
No.
Okay, you're good. Okay, good. So you obviously got drafted in the CFL. Your biggest accomplishment isn't being drafted in the CFL. It's scoring 130 goals in novice hockey.
Oh, you guys did your research. That's good. That's good. Your research team is good, because that one's pretty far deep. Eh?
My research.
How much shit were you talking to all these kids who were much smaller than you?
Yeah, because from what I heard, you were also 6'5" at 9 years old.
Yeah, basically I just grew from 6 to 9 years old, and then I stopped. But it's funny actually, because I think the other kids were actually talking shit to me, because I was this pretty tall, lanky kid, French Canadian, playing with all these English guys, and we had them behind our jerseys, and all these guys were like, who is this kid just tearing it up and scoring goals? And I was even rocking the Jofa Bucky when I had that
nice
that year. So rocking the Jofa Bucky, that old school, and just ripping it up. It was fun times. I think I wasn't really talking that much, because all these guys were just I don't know. I was still learning the language, English, and I was a French kid playing against all English guys from the West Island. So it was a great year, great experience. I think great memories. Just tearing it up and scoring goals. I think I'll remember that for the rest of my life. And
but you almost made it to you had to try with the Quebec Ramparts. But
yeah, exactly. Well, almost made it is a big word. I mean, I played throughout my whole high school. I was managing both football and hockey was my first sport, and obviously I loved it, and I think I was pretty good when I was growing up. So just people were giving me opportunities, and I never played midget AAA, I never played midget Espoir, but I got a pretty good year in midget AA. I think I was 15, and I was playing with older guys, and then I was also pretty tall and pretty big, and I got an opportunity to go to their training camp, got invited, didn't get drafted, but it was a great experience. But obviously I wasn't ready to play at that level. I mean, I remember being there and seeing guys at the camp, Tony Duclair, Kucherov, all those guys were already there, established players, and I'm just trying to come in. I've never worn a visor in my life, just trying to struggle with that and trying to play some decent hockey and, trying to be physical. It was a good experience. I mean, I think it was a bit faster than what I expected. But once I got, they decided to cut me and sent me down. They said, we like you, but you're not ready right now. Where are you going to go play? I told them I had a few offers to go and play junior AAA at 16 years old. And so I went down and played for Lachine Maroons team, junior AAA. And that was tough. I found I was still in high school, trying to graduate and playing football at the same time, and going there almost every night, and just grinding it out on the fourth line, just having 3 shifts a game. That was really tough. It was at that point that I realized that I needed to make a decision at what I enjoyed most and what I thought maybe was going to work more for me in the future. And at the same time, was getting recruited to play CJ football, and that helped me make the decision. I think it was a great experience, but I decided to continue on and have the chance to go to school and get a degree and then go on to play university football. And now I think looking back, it was a real deception at the time, but now I think it was a blessing because it got me to the CFL today. So it's great experiences, and I think I learned from those moments for sure.
Ben, Ben. I'm always fascinated by defensive linemen and their eating habits. And
I got a story. I got a Ben story, eating habits.
All right, well, let me ask you a question first.
This research, man. You're getting live up.
No. yeah, I'm getting live.
There's like a scroll. There's like a scroll on our screen. I was watching the hot dog eating competition this summer, the Nathan's hot dog eating competition, and I thought to myself, man, I don't know if I could do hot dogs, but like I know myself, I could probably like smash some wings at like an elite level. Yeah. What's the food that you think you can eat competitively?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a good question. But
thanks. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I mean, I love hot dogs. I mean, we had our tradition at the University of Montreal. Every Wednesday on game week, we would go out to La Belle Province and just smash dogs and smash poutines, and just the guy was just tired of seeing us. But the hot wings is something that I can eat for days. That was also something the whole defensive line unit and CJEP would always go to the Hooters every Monday, all you can eat wings, and I have the most I had I remember was 70 or 80 something. It comes by a batch of 10. So but there was this one guy that I remember, he beat me. He ate like 90 or 100 wings. That was
fucked up.
But he was a lot heavier than me, but still, I mean, great times. But probably wings. A few hot ones, a few.
So what I'm hearing is Ben Marion of the Alouettes.
Honey garlic. That's what my.
Oh, honey garlic's legit. Honey garlic's legit.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is Ben Marion likes his chances against me eating wings over Joey Chestnut and hot dogs. Like
that's a good point.
He's challenging me. He's not challenging Joey Chestnut.
Yeah, it's true. It's a good point. So I wanted to ask you, talk about food. What was I don't know if you remember Mike DeLesio's 10th birthday party.
I remember it by heart, man. By heart.
So you were probably about 12 years old at this time.
Yeah.
So what did you intake, and what was the end result?
But we have to put in context this whole situation, because I'm a French Quebecer from Ville Saint Laurent. I've never been into an Italian family. I've never had those Italian meals, And then once I went to started going to elementary school in English, to Garden View actually in Ville Saint Laurent, that's where I met Mike DeLesio's brother, Anthony DeLesio, which is a great friend of mine, and he would always invite me to his house, and for me it was paradise going to the Italian family, and the nana's there and his mom.
And they're tiny too, so you're eating extra. The entire family's tiny.
Cannolis and sorry.
Their entire family's small, so you're eating extra.
Yeah, I'm always eating extra, and then I would go there, and I'm already the bigger kid, and they're like, oh, so you gotta eat more. So that's what it was about, man. I think I ate like maybe 4 paninis, one lasagna, I don't even know how many cannolis, and then the iced teas, and then it was mozzarella sticks.
I think there's like a number. I think you crushed like 8 iced teas or something like that.
Well, you have to if you're gonna push down the whole lasagna.
Yeah, exactly.
It is what it is.
It is, yeah. Those were great times, and we still laugh about it with the DeLesios. But that was a special time also for me. Those people, that family bringing me in, and just being able to squash some Italian food. Those are great memories for
They're
sure.
they're a great family, and I know at the end you puked all of it out. So you're good.
Yeah.
You saved the
it
calories.
didn't go through, man. We have to be honest with each other. We have to tell everybody I didn't make it through. So I learned my lesson at that.
So I like my chances now in the win
your
competition
chances
against
are pretty
Ben.
good. I mean, I try to eat clean stills, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Ben, Marion, thank you for joining us. Good luck. Hopefully there is a CFL season coming ahead. If not, best of luck during your tenure with the Montreal Alouettes. As Montrealers, we're proud of you and looking forward to seeing you on the field, my man.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. It's much appreciated, and it's a great time for me to come on your show today.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, buddy.
Later, my dude.
This show is brought to you by Mike's BBQ Rub, home of the best rubs in town and La Sal's barbecue sauce, bees.
Absolutely. They will get you satisfied in 12 seconds or less, just like Rick Pitino at that restaurant.
So visit Mike's BBQ Rub, MTL.com, and use Hot Sauce 10 promo code for 10% off on all individual bottles. That's Hot Sauce 10 for 10% off. And bees, don't forget to rub your meat.
Eagle, it's time.
I was going to say games of the week, but that's clearly not right.
That was a great interview with Ben Marion that we just had right now.
It was okay.
It was great. I love the dude.
I
Eagle,
love that, man.
it's time.
I hope we have him on when he makes it big.
Rapid fire. All right, so let's start with a few good ones here. First we got is Just Beat It.
Oh, I didn't write the script for this part. Sorry about that, Eagle.
That's okay. So, the sound guys
and on a night when the Braves would love, as you said, Jeff, some length out of their starter, he's thrown 28 pitches and he has one out to get in the third.
Well, I think they'd love some length, but also
It wouldn't make any sense.
So the
Also a little
And on a
girth.
night when the Braves would
Are you-
love, as you said, Jeff, some length out of their starter.
So what's funny about all of this is length of the
He
starter.
has one out to get
They're
in the
playing the
third.
song
Well,
"Beat
they
It" on
think they'd love
the
some
Oregon,
but also-
and Reese McGuire, who's coming to bat, was found masturbating in a parking lot before the season.
So just beat
So-
it. Lengthy and girthy and beating it.
Love the organist, and I love that it's played by someone who's called the organist.
That's a good point. So I have a question. Are you a lengthy guy or a girthy guy?
I am straight up length. I am
You're
not
straight
a
up length?
girthy.
I'm-
I'm also a grower, not a shower.
I'm like a 50-50, but if I had to choose, I would probably choose girth.
I would also
You
choose
choose
girth.
girth.
I feel like you always choose the thing you don't have, though, right?
No, but I'm decent in both
Yeah.
sides. I'm like this.
Nice.
No, I mean,
That's
I'm exaggerating.
I was like, yeah, that's a piece.
Tell you what you're doing later. No, but go ahead.
Speaking of Ben Marion.
All right, we have Just Dance. So this is a
Do you want me to break them down so that?
Please, yes.
So, this fan was spotted here shortly after a weekend he had, inviting some of his buddies to his house. It is Bernie from
I was
Weekend at
gonna say, it
Bernie's
looks like Weekend-
in attendance. This proves one thing: COVID cannot kill Bernie. Nothing can kill Bernie.
Time travel.
next one we got is Optimus Prime Time.
Deion Sanders leaves NFL Network and goes to Barstool Sports.
So
Here's a clip.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Wait, I gotta.
Maybe here's a clip.
I understand that even your parents and your girl are probably going to want to take a picture with me after the game after I just did what I did. Do you understand this stuff, man?
Oh,
So
fuck, man.
One touchdown. I played against Jerry Rice, man, Mike Irvin, during Chris Carter. I played against Hall of Famers. I played against the greats.
See, this is what we're going to do every Sunday night. We're going to have the guy who had the most catches, and we'll be like, what would his stat line have been against Prime?
Yeah, but you're trying to compare a monument to a moment.
What a quote.
Did
you just come up with that right now?
What a quote.
This is what you guys gonna get. I haven't
So
done
he was on part of my take last week or the week before that, and I was like, "Fuck, man, this guy." I felt that he was gonna move to Barstool. Just the way he was talking to them, and like he had hinted at something. I was like, I think he's gonna move to Barstool. Then they had him.
That's
on
awesome.
Again.
I mean, it's good for them. I will say I've always found Deion Sanders to have some great insight.
The best.
But he was on NFL Network, which means nobody saw it. So it's cool that he's got the Barstool Sports because, I understand
wonder
why
what
the
his
NFL
salary
Network exists, but you never watch NFL Network.
Sometimes.
Why? On
Because
purpose?
It's on. Yeah, Good Morning Football sometimes on the background. I don't schedule it though.
I want to say I've had it I have a subscription to it, and I've watched 8 minutes of it.
But there's that guy on Good Morning Football that bothers me. His name is Rhett. There's like the girl, Nate Burleson, Schrager, and the other guy. He's the one that got into it with D'Angelo Williams because D'Angelo Williams said he never played football. And I was like, man, this guy's very annoying. And that's the only part that I don't like to watch because he talks a mile a minute. Go.
Next one I have is Kneeling Basketball Association and zero details.
Yeah, so President Donald Trump criticized NBA players for kneeling before the game, and then said the reason that the NHL hasn't had any outbreaks of COVID is because they've been kneeling for the national anthem. Something that is particularly interesting considering 80% of the league is not American. And secondly, I don't know if he knows this, but typically kneeling and infectability are not related.
Not related at all. It takes a genius to educate Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump, we've all figured out that he doesn't believe the things he says. I really don't.
Well, especially now he's ramping up for the election.
That's
He's
it,
just
exactly.
saying the thing that gets his constituency riled up.
Exactly. It's election season. It's always like this. That both sides do the exact same thing. But he doesn't realize that there have been protests, though. That's the worst part.
There have been protests. And also, there's also been no outbreaks in the NBA.
That's crazy.
So, what's the issue?
I love it. And in the NHL, too, I think.
Raise your glasses.
No.
Everyone's dream girl at one point in time, Mia Khalifa.
Love
she
it.
actually doesn't like it when you bring up her past
She
job
doesn't. She
employment.
hates it.
Currently a sports
I think she has a
podcaster?
podcast. I think she has
I
a
think she
podcast.
also streams on Twitch and everything.
She was
a bunch
linked to
of stuff.
Barstool at one point, but then she went on her own.
Yeah. And so, pretending all her other stuff doesn't exist, has decided to put her infamous glasses for auction. So, for the low, low price of $100,000,
I guess
you will make a donation to the Lebanese Red Cross, get them signed by her herself,
Yes.
and you'll be able to wipe off the jizz.
I guessed that they would go for like $25K. But I don't know if anybody's going to buy them at $100K.
It's not even $100K or best offer.
It's current bid. So somebody actually bid that.
That's crazy.
So I wonder, can you check on it?
Yes. I mean, this is it. This is live.
Oh, that's live. Okay,
Yeah.
so the 100. Somebody bid $100K for those fucking glasses.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair,
I mean, it's good.
I feel like if Hot Sauce Sports had more money, that's the kind of thing we'd spend $100,000 on.
I don't think I would spend $100K on glasses.
Well, then I'm happy you handle the finances, Terry.
Yeah, I wouldn't say $100K on glasses, but I would spend. I'd say $20K. I would have spent $20K on.
I
those
put an
glasses.
extra cent.
Eagle,
Is that
skip
good?
the last one because I don't remember what it is.
All right, I guess we're done then.
Well, yeah. You could start closing up the show, Eagle. We have one last segment. Eagle, read us the title of the last Hard Knocks episode as Terry and I will pretend like we saw it and break down what we saw.
I actually don't even know what it is. I haven't actually watched it myself.
So
I know what's up. It's called The NFL Prepares for a Unique Training. I actually don't know.
Okay, so episode 1 of Hard Knocks Pass, we haven't watched it.
Correct.
I will.
Oh,
be
it's called Los Angeles. There
Los
we go.
Angeles.
I will
Okay.
not watch it because
So
I never do.
this is what I think happened. So it's the Rams and the Chargers. They're both featured. I think that what they did is they tried to social distance them, but then they realized that it became like a turf war. So the Chargers were like East LA, and then the Rams were like South Central, and they're like in the south of LA, like Orange County, all the way up until there. And I think that they started fighting, and then all of a sudden they met on the 401, and they just got into a full-out brawl, 100 men versus 100
But was
men.
it a distance?
A full-out brawl with social distancing.
That's not
So
bad.
with really long sticks.
Really long sticks. That's
Really
what it
long
counts.
sticks.
Really?
That's what happened on
So the
episode
episode
1.
should be called Really Long Sticks.
That's what happened on.
I've been Peas. You've been Terry.
That's right.
You've been Eagle. You've been listening to Hot Sauce Sports. And the you there is the people. You the people. You guys have been listening to Hot Sauce Sports.
We the people, not you. We.
Well, this case it's you.